Hi FlossTube Stitchers. February is flying by. It's almost over. I leave for Nashville in a couple days. So I thought I would show you a couple of the March monthly models that we have from Carol Leonard. I figured the next time I do an in-person video, I will have lots of market haul to show you. So I would just go ahead and do this tonight when I didn't have as much to talk about. So the first is the Bent Creek March Blows from their, I think it's, why do I always forget? I think it's their first Snapper series. So it's just their Snapper monthly. And she has a frame that she pops these in and out of. That's why it's in a plastic bag. And then this is the March 9 patch from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And in this particular one, she might have another frame at home. I can't remember if she has two, but this is the one that she left for us. And most of the designs work really well in it. This is a dark brown with like a bronzy design on the edge. So it kind of works. It looks really good with the pot of gold here. So that's Primrose Cottage. And then the big one that I removed from the hutch over there is from Cross Stitch Wonders, and this is their Mug of the Month club. I don't think there's too much glare there. And this is a very interesting print from Fabric Flair that she got through Stitchery Express. I think they have a lot of one-offs where they're the only ones that carry the design. But she said she asked about different prints, small prints for each month, and she thinks some of these were developed like kind of right on the spot after she asked about them, which Fabric Flair is really great about doing. And Dove Stitch is their retail place if you wanted to go look and order directly from them. So this is that's the March one from Cross Stitch Wonders. All right, let's get these safely to the side here. And then I didn't wear this on purpose, but I'm kind of glad I did, because the fabric of the month from Atomic Ranch is Winter Mint. So I thought that all of the counts and styles of fabric were very similar this time. I didn't feel like any of the linens or Aidas pulled the dark colors out of it. So I'm only going to show you the 16 Aida and 32 linen because they all look the same. Let's show you a little bit more of the linen. So this is the Aida and the other is the linen. Then if I turn it to the back side, you can see that it's pretty similar. So it's much lighter than my top. It's almost a neutral. I feel like we had some last year in the neutrals that were bluish or grayish or greenish that were kind of pale like this. So, but this is the even month, so it's the color. So Atomic Ranch is doing neutrals on the odd months and colors on the even months. And we still have openings for 14, 16, 18, and 20 Aida, 28 and 32 Lugana, and then skip over the 28 and 32 linen because I don't have extras. Actually, I don't get the 28 at all, and I don't have extras of the 32. But then I have 36 and 40. So if you're interested, or even if you just like one of the ones that I show, I wouldn't show it to you if it wasn't available. So when I show them at the beginning of the month after I've just filled the automatics, these are what's left over of what I ordered. There's also going to be a ton coming from Nashville because I ordered the 4 colors of their spring line in like 5 different counts, I think. And then Mike also told me recently they're going to have 10 new colors. They might be getting, well, they are getting the biggest chunk of my Nashville money. Just because I, pre-ordered some stuff and then I knew they were having those new colors. So I'm really enjoying working with them. So I knew I would be spending a lot in their room. All right, so that's what's new around here. Then I will show you my freebie February starts, and then of course the finish for Sunday, because it's kind of fun to be able to show you a finished project on camera. So on Monday the 19th, right? Yeah, I did Little House. Oh, I have this all queued up here to show you. Little House Needleworks. It was on her blog, I don't know, back in 2013 or something. I'll have the link. And I tried to, there we go. I tried to increase this, and for some reason it wouldn't stay. Okay, so now it is. But it's just so cute. 7 pines, that's what's there. And I got 5 of them. Well, at least the needles on the pines, not the tree trunk yet, but that's all I got done. In the, I think I might have worked on it 2 nights. No, or maybe it was a long evening, but that's what I got done. I'm just using 1 strand of the suggested DMCs. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I never printed it, so I kind of lost track of it. And I found it in my photo library. I have a section called Free Charts, and that's where I keep track of things to remember for future freebie Februaries, but I actually was keeping those long before I started doing it because I've always enjoyed stitching free charts. Who wouldn't? It saves you money, and you can use stash. Then on the 20th, I started working on White Pumpkin by Hands On Design. She has so many that I can never choose which one I'm going to do each year, and I probably should do a couple throughout the year instead of just waiting, because she has a new one every Valentine's Day, and then she has all these other ones too. But I thought, oh, this is, you know, nice and little, and she was going to do, I don't know if she ever showed a finish of hers, but she was going to do hers on Jack's Rum from Fabrics by Stephanie, and I had something that I thought was pretty similar. It's by Picture This Plus, and it's gingerbread. I think this is 32 Belfast. I already forget what I said in my post. I think I thought it was, did I think it was 36? And it's actually 32, but by the time it shrinks, it's probably closer to a 34 anyway. I'm not completely happy with my stitching. Hello, it's white or off-white. I think this is 38.65, but you know how we're never satisfied with our white stitching. So I was doing each X individually and going across the row. I did each rib of the pumpkin separately. Not that it matters because there wasn't much, well, actually, wait, did I use an over dye? No, I think I was just using 38.65. So why was I stitching each stitch individually? Now I don't remember, and I don't have the floss here, but I'm kind of sorry that I didn't go across the row and back again, because can't you kind of tell every other row looks a little different? I'm not going to take it out. It's just going to be a little bowl filler or a little easel for my tiered tray or something like that. It's not that important. But then I picked, let's see, pepperoni. Is this pepperoncini? Now I'm getting my freebies mixed up, but I picked a green that I thought looked good under certain light. And can you read that? I don't know. So I'm not, it looks much better in person. Like you can read it in person, and the green is really pretty. It just doesn't show up on camera. So I'll wait till I get the stem on, and then maybe I'll look through my fabrics and see if I have something that inspires me for a finish. And maybe after it's stretched, you know, that the kinks will work themselves out. So anyway, but that was one evening's worth of work. And then on the 21st, I started working on, it says welcome spring, but in the blog post it says spring is here. So I'm not really sure what she wanted to name it, but this is Esther's blog, SubRosa, and she has so many great freebies. Again, this has been on my agenda for quite a while, and I decided this is the year. And she doesn't give any color choices or anything. I was just gonna start with a couple bunnies, but then I thought, what if I want to do it in Whisper and I didn't have the right brown? So I just started with the lettering. And I'm using a piece of 32 lamb's wool Permin linen. This is the old linen from years ago before they switched mills, and it still looked rustic, and it was a really pretty color, and it was good for samplers and things. And after they changed mills, the color was never the same, and it didn't look rustic. It was just a solid color. So I don't order it in linen anymore. I've probably said this a dozen times in my videos, but when people ask me, I go, it either comes in pale yellow or pale pink for me. It just does not come in looking like lamb's wool anymore. And do I have my thread here? What did I pick for this? Baked apple, because I remember somebody said, was it Sharon L? Somebody said that they had to go have an apple because I made them hungry. But can't you see kind of the rustic nature of that linen? It was so cool. I'm glad I found this. So I just did the word spring, and that felt good for one evening's worth of work. I usually have some kind of an idea of how much I want to get accomplished. I look at the design and I think, oh, I could stitch a bunny, or I could stitch, you know, the leaf, or I have an idea of what I want to do so that it looks like something when I post it. All right, then on the 22nd, let's see, this is another picture I need to show you. This is the Countess and the cross stitch. And I had saved a Facebook post from 2021 maybe, where she showed the chart and then this rendering, and then was the other one her stitched version, but she's not, I don't think she's on Facebook anymore. Sorry, there we go. But I've enjoyed this, just looking at it, the bright bold colors, and I haven't picked out all the colors yet. I just started with the orange. But she has some nice things. Somebody did reach out and said she's on Instagram, but I said in my post on social media that I don't know who she is. There's no name anywhere. I looked all through her blog, and I tried Googling, you know, different things, and I'd love to know her name. I'm not sure I ever have seen it anywhere. So she is on Instagram, but again, I don't think there's a name there. But I did part of the pumpkin, and I auditioned maybe half a dozen oranges, and most of them were too dull for me for this design, just because I was attracted to the brightness of it. And so Embers won out. I just thought that was the perfect orange. I was hoping one of the pumpkin colors would work, but they didn't. But I'm really enjoying this. This is 28 count vintage sandcastle from Silk Weaver from a long time ago, because we had trouble getting their fabrics, and I don't know what happened, but I haven't been able to get their fabrics in a while. But I looked and it's still available. So because it's 28, I'm using 2 strands. All right, then on the 23rd, I knew I wasn't going to have much time to stitch because it was my dad's 94th birthday, and we also invited his friend who was turning 91 the next day, and my brother had remembered that. He found out last year, and he invited them to come to dinner with us last year, but they were having a big 90th birthday party for him. So anyway, we went to Das Schnitzel House, which is one of the top 5 German places in the Cleveland area. And we had been there once before after the winter lights at the zoo in December. And my dad was not with us because he couldn't do that kind of walking. And we're like, oh, we have to bring him back. And so his birthday seemed like the right thing to do. Well, I had to go home from work, pick my husband up because he doesn't drive at night, and then pick my dad up, and then go half an hour in the opposite direction back where I came from to go to the restaurant. And then, you know, I knew just because there was going to be a group of 7 or 8 of us that we'd be there for a while, and I knew I wouldn't have much time to stitch. Well, when I got home, I realized I had left my project here. Yikes. And it's okay, because I could have picked a new piece of fabric, and I could have reprinted the chart, or I could have worked from my device, but I also left the thread here that I had chosen, and I didn't have a skein of it at home. So I was really bummed. So I had little time anyway, and then it took me an hour to pick another project. That was so silly. Anyway, luckily this was already printed, And for some reason, so far this year, I hadn't picked a Silver Creek samplers. So I thought, oh, I'm glad I found this because I really did want to do another one of hers for freebie February. So this is Mayflowers. She's just been so generous with her free charts on her website. And I was really attracted to the colors and the bunny. And I need more for spring. I know this isn't specifically Easter. In fact, it says May, not April, but I just need more spring anyway. So I had a piece left over of 32 count Lugana in the color Sarah from Grace Notes Fabrics, which does not show up. It's actually not too bad. It's a little brighter and darker than it's showing up here. Okay, it's better if I hold it back here. So that's more like what it looks like. It looks terrible when I take a picture of it. So that was not, I took a picture in several different rooms under different lighting, including my good stitching lamp. And I didn't like any of the pictures, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's really pretty in person. And I just got the word May done and I'm like, whew, I almost blew that night. Then on the 24th, I already had this chosen because the 24th was like Christmas Eve. And the 25th is like Christmas, so I had already chosen ahead of time that I was going to do Christmas on both of these days. And this was a new one that just came out in December from Bent Creek, and it is on their new website. So they showed theirs, I think, on an 18 or 20 count linen. They didn't specifically say, but to me, the textured look of the wreath looks like they did it in pearl cotton. And I was really attracted to the wreath. That I was really, I think I said in my post I was enchanted because I just kept looking at it going, it's so cool the way they made it look so realistic. So I found a piece of 20 count. I'm pretty sure this is raw. I don't think this is one of the lighter colors. I think this is raw. It looks light to me, but you know, raw is a natural color and linen is a natural fiber, and so sometimes raw comes in differently too. But that's what I got done in one night with the number 5 pearl cotton that I found left over from previous Bent Creek kits. I am so glad I don't throw floss away. I don't know how you people do it. I know you're probably better organized than me and you can always find your floss and it's always put away and you don't have all this extra stuff hanging around, but it really tickled me to find that I had all but one of the colors in my stash already. So that was Surrounded by Joy from Bent Creek. Then, well, let me just show you that I also put some more progress in on Colorado. I can't say that. My niece moved to Denver last year, and I can't say Colorado. I don't know why. Colorado Cross Stitcher. This is on her website. It's called Thankful Turkey. And I just wanted to show you that I got more work done on it because when I've accomplished what I want to accomplish, and maybe I still have another half hour that I want to stitch, this is a real easy one to pick up. I'm doing it on Vintage Country Cream 14 count Aida from Zweigart. You probably can't tell, you know, but it has just a little bit of variation. And look at how many of the quilt blocks I got partially filled in. I also put his feet on, and the word thankful I don't think was there last time I showed you. And then I did one color of the border. So that's been really fun. I was hoping maybe I would get this finished by the end of the month. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but it will be finished early in March because there's just no reason not to finish it. It's so easy to stitch on 14 when you're tired. So I can always work on something else earlier and then quit and then go back to this one and not feel tired anymore. So that's Thankful Turkey. All right, then today's is a Christmas one, and it's from a blog called Stitching and Scribbling, but the designer's name is Deborah and her company name is Midsummer Night Designs. Now, I used to get her confused with another designer that also started with an M. I can't remember if Deborah ever had charts for sale or whether all of her charts were free on her blog, kind of like Melissa at Pinker and Pumpkin. I can't remember. So Deborah, if by any chance you're watching, sometimes people do keep track of the hashtags, and I have had designers comment on my posts or on my videos, which is always, it's so fun. I feel so flattered when they pay attention, but maybe it's because they saw that their, name was mentioned and they went to check it out. Anyway, Midsummer Night Designs is her company, but Stitching and Scribbling is her blog spot. And this is called Jingle Sparkle Joy. And if you've watched any of my previous Christmas videos, this has shown up in my home decor. The frame is really pretty. It looks kind of like tree bark. I know it's coming off solid brown here, but it's kind of an interesting rustic look. And since all of these things are outside, that was kind of my feeling when I went to frame it, like, let's make it look like it's outside. But I just loved this. It had, they're bright colors, but not too bright. Like it's still like a nice burgundy. But anyway, I had so much fun. I can't even remember when I stitched this, long time ago. It could be considered my vintage stitch. And this is also on, I believe, unless it's an overdye. No, this looks like lamb's wool as well, because lamb's wool used to be our go-to. Now it's vintage country mocha, but lamb's wool back in the day when it looked rustic used to be our go-to linen. So that is Jingle Sparkle Joy. All right. Then, yes, I showed you that. Oh, I didn't show you what in case you're watching this for the first time, this is what the whole thankful turkey looks like. Yes, that was the last picture I was going to show. Okay, has anyone noticed that I've really been flipping around between different holidays and seasons? I do that on purpose. I even have a couple already planned for next year. So I had like I'm not going to show you because it's so messy, but I had a little list going of popular themes that I like to stitch and make sure I wasn't stitching too much of something. Well, I didn't have a dog one this time, and I didn't have coffee this time. There maybe were a few, but they weren't my favorites and they didn't make the cut. And I didn't have as many Christmas as I thought I was going to have. I think I've only had 3 so far. One was gingerbread, so it actually fits in my gingerbread theme. Then I didn't have any summer except for one patriotic, but I had the strawberry from Lizzie Kate. So strawberry, maybe people think of spring, or do they think of it as June? A lot of times a June monthly will have strawberries on it, so I guess that could be considered summer, but I have a strawberry collection, so that's why it fit into that category. My winter ones so far are all snowmen. No surprise. I have a deer. I have a deer that I might do, but I only have one of the DMC colors because they're like tealy colors that I don't normally have in my stash. So if I don't have time, and I don't have them here, so if I don't have time to go buy them, I may pick something else and save that for next time. But anyway, so far, because there's still 2 nights that I'm not certain of this week. Thursday, I'm definitely showing you something I already stitched, and do I already have it? No, I don't have it. I have to take a picture of it yet, but I'm going to show it in the morning, post that before I leave for Nashville, because that's the 29th. So I knew I had to show something that was already stitched, but so far I have like 3 Valentines, 1 St. Patrick's Day, 1 specifically Easter, 2 that are spring, 1 was patriotic. I have 3 autumns, and 2 are kind of squirrels, and 1 is a pumpkin. I have, did I have 4 Halloween, 1 Thanksgiving, like I said, I think 3 Christmas, if you count the gingerbread in there, and then I have 3 winter, 2 bees, and 1 strawberry. And I might throw another bee in here because I had so many, and there's no reason, since I have a lovely collection of bee things in several rooms, there's no reason why I can't throw another bee freebie in there. So I might change that up. So I'm not going to show you all 29 days of the links because they're not set in stone yet. So I'll just show you the ones for this week. And then the very first one that I do after I get back from market. I'll put all the links in that one because then I'll know what they were. So that's that. And then the last thing I need to talk about is the gift certificate winner of the Nashville Cash, and it's Sheila Loves Greg, $34.89. So I'll just keep this here for you, and you can decide what you want. You have time to think about it, what you might want from market. So that's that. And that's everything on my list. I knew I didn't have a long agenda for tonight, so I think that is it. People have been asking me, am I ready for market? Am I ever ready for anything? No, I always need another hour, another day, another week, another month. No, I'm never ready. But I'm ahead of the game because my cars are already been worked on. There's a few other things. I have a few things packed that people have asked me to bring or that I want to show or give to somebody. Clothing? No, no clue. No. Am I ready? Did I lose 10 pounds? No. Did I vacuum out my car? No. Is the shop clean? No. Is my table cleared off for Nashville merchandise? No. Do I have bills to pay this week yet? Yeah, no. I mean, there's still things on my to-do list, and I only have 3 more days before I leave. So no, I'm never ready, but you know, that's kind of par for the course, and it'll all work out. We already checked the weather. No tornado. Yes. All right, so wish me luck. Pray for me. Give me your list if you still think of things that you want me to get at Nashville, or contact me after. And have a great week. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.